So I welcome you all. So Hare Krishna, I welcome you all to the session 12 of the Nectar of Instruction. And this will be the verse number 9. So we are approaching the last leg of the entire book. These last 3 verses, they come under a particular theme. So this theme is the theme of the spiritual hierarchy. Yeah, the hierarchy of the spiritual dham. So far we have learned about the qualities of a practitioner that are conducive for the practice of bhakti. Yeah, we've understood the qualities conducive and we have understood the qualities that are non-conducive. And we have seen the different gradations in the Vaishnavas and how to respect whom. We've also seen the the glories and qualities of a pure devotee and how one has to see a pure devotee beyond the material vision. And we have also learned about the how one should pass their time, yeah, while living in this world, and how one should reach the situation or that position in life where one delegates all the 24 hours in a day to simply hear about and chant the glories of Krishna Katha. So this is what we have learned in the previous text, yeah, text number 8, yeah, like the while being in a diseased condition or in the the Krishna Katha is like a cure, and in the perfected stage, Krishna Katha is the bliss. So no matter in which condition we are, Krishna Katha is what we have to keep on hearing and try to gain the taste. And in the last session, we've also seen the different levels of Smriti, Krishna Smarana, yeah, the different stages of Krishna Smarana, yeah, Smarana Dasa, Varna Dasa, and different stages. Then the Anusmriti and Samadhi, the 6 stages of Krishna Smarana we have appreciated in the last session. So these last 3 verses number 9, 10, and 11, they speak about a very important concept of the spiritual world, basically the destination of all the practices. So even in this verse 9, 10, and 11, we see about what is the hierarchy of the spiritual dhams and also the hierarchy of the spiritual seekers. That's like towards the end. Okay, so today then we will just go through what is verse number 9, and I would like to share the screen. Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsava Vrindaranyam dara paniramana tatrapi govardhana Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamrita plavana Puriyadasya virajato giritate sevam vivekinaka. So this I'll read the translation. The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Rasalila pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kunda stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda, which is situated at the foot of Govardhana Hill? So this is text number 9. So this is what is speaking about Radha Kunda Mihapi Gokulapate Premamrita Plavanat. Yeah. So Radha Kunda is the beautiful place in Vrindavan. Yeah. So is the most superior. Yeah. Why? Gokulapate, Krishna, the master of Gokula. So he has over flooded this place. Prem Amrita Aplavanat. Aplavanat means being over flooded. So why is Radha Kund considered the most superior place? Because it is over flooded by the divine love of Lord Krishna. Yeah, and Kurya Dasya Virajito Giritate. Yeah, that is, it is, where is it situated? It is situated Giritate, at the foothill of Govardhana. Yeah, and who is that intelligent person who will not actually serve this divine Radha Kund, yeah, which is situated there? So before we enter into the mood of this particular verse, I would like to spend some time in understanding what is the spiritual world all about and why this hierarchy has been given. So basically the hierarchy that has been stated in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami is that there is Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha is one part, one aspect of, like, basically there is material world and there is spiritual world. The material world is called Ekapada Vibhuti, and the spiritual world is called Tripada Vibhuti. So Ekapada Vibhuti means it is 1/4 of the whole creation of the Supreme Lord. Tripada Vibhuti means it is 3/4 of the creation, okay, of the entire universe. So what is Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha is situated in the spiritual world, and it is a place that is free of anxieties. Yeah, it comes under the Tripada Vibhuti. Yeah, it is a place where all the liberated souls reside. And then beyond the Vaikuntha, which is more higher than Vaikuntha, as per this verse that is given by Srila Rupa Goswami, is saying that Mathura is much more superior. Why? Lord Krishna has appeared there. Yeah. And higher than the Mathura is Vrindavana, and the 12 forests, the Dvadasha Kanana, the 12 forests of Vrindavan. They're much more superior. Why? Even though the Lord has appeared in Mathura, he has performed all these pastimes in Vrindavana and forests surrounding Vrindavan. And higher than the 12 forests of Vrindavan is Govardhana. So why? We will appreciate this towards the end of the session. And highest and superior most, even higher than Govardhana, is the most confidential and most, auspicious place, all the universe. Yeah, most spiritually potent place in all the universe is Radha Kunda. So why is that? Let us see. So first of all, we're talking about the material world and spiritual world. So let us try to first understand what is the spiritual world. How do we know that it exists? Yeah, for a normal person, let's say, we talk about spiritual world, or whenever they say spiritualists speak about another world, a world different from the world where we are staying, they all say, oh, these people are escapists. They don't want to live in the present moment, or they don't have the heart to face the difficulties of this world. So they imagine a world different from this and try to live in that imaginary world. And that is how they try to forget the miseries of this current situation. So it's just an imagination, at best, someone else's fantasy. This is how some people comment, right? So when some people comment, or even if sometimes if your own or our own intelligence, prompts such questions, you need to be equipped enough to answer this. So let us try to understand scientifically, does the spiritual world truly exist? Yeah. So let us start understanding this by understanding the human urge. Yeah. So every human being has a natural urge to access something supernatural. Yeah. So that is why can anybody tell me what is the most popular, best-selling book, in the history of English literature? Which every person is very, very connected to. So one of that is Harry Potter. Yeah, we all know who the author is too. So why is Harry Potter best-selling and it has so many volumes and there is so much craze about it? Yeah. Or, why? So the very people who do not subscribe to a transcendental spiritual world have a natural fancy for supernatural things, be it Harry Potter or Disneyland or some characters who perform supernatural feats, right? This I'm sure everybody agrees. So why is that urge there to for such supernatural things in this world? Yeah. So this is because the urge, the urge to know about supernatural is a natural instinct in every human being. So also, there are some paranormal psychology or stories, especially this is very, very popular amongst teens. That is, a love affair between a vampire and a human being. Yeah. This is like some books that are written on this are most best-selling things. Yeah. A love affair between a vampire and a human. And why there is such craze for these things? Because anything supernatural, the mind automatically gets attracted to know more about it, or to get into that imagination. So with this, there is definitely a connection, a natural need for every human being to experience something supernatural. Yeah. So the second reason how we understand that there can be an existence of the spiritual world is all the scriptures speak about it, all the wisdom texts from all over the world. Yeah, be it some people call it the kingdom of God. Yeah, some people call it Jannat. Yeah, some traditions call it the Vaikuntha, or the realm beyond it. So all wisdom texts across the world, most of it, they speak about a world that is different from where we are living. In fact, in Christianity, there is a saying that the wise do not build castles on the bridges. Yeah, they all proclaim that the world that we are living in is a transitory place. Yeah, it's a transitory place. It's not, and the intelligent do not assume this to be the destination. Yeah, it's a transitory place. We are here for a temporary period, and if we are wise enough, that's what this place is like a bridge. Yeah, a bridge. Bridge means, what is the purpose of a bridge? You use the bridge to cross over and go to a destination, right? So whoever is wise or intelligent, they do not sit and construct buildings on the bridges or make permanent structures on the bridges. So the wise do not construct palaces or castles on the bridges. Bridges used to cross over. So this material world that we are living in is like a bridge. And if we are intelligent enough, we see it for what it is and do not make permanent plans. Yeah. So this is how the wisdom texts speak about a world which is different from the world we are living in. So, I was just speaking about, first one is the need, the natural need of or an urge for the supernatural things. That is number one. Number two is the wisdom texts speak about it. Number three, great souls, great saints from the past have all, spoken about something called the spiritual world. Like these great scholarly people are not ordinary lot. Yeah, they're highly intelligent. If you actually see their works, the books that are written by them, it's understood that they belong to a very superior caliber of intelligence, and acumen. And such wise seekers have all, in their works, they have all zeroed in, or they have all spoken about something called a spiritual world. So it's not that. So by this pramana, we understand that the presence of a spiritual world or the existence of spiritual world is not imaginary. Yeah, it is not imaginary. It can't be a imagination merely. So one more thing, argument that we can put forth is like we all have learned in the Gita, yeah, that we are not this body made of this Panchabhutas. We are much more than that, that we are the spirit soul. Yeah. The spirit soul, we understood through different verses. What is the nature of the spirit soul? Yeah. Ajo nityam sashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Yeah. It is nityam. It is eternal. Yeah. Shashvata. And Puranam. And the hanyate hanyamane sharire. Even after this body is destroyed, the spiritual soul, the spirit, yeah, is not destroyed. It is eternal. So, but if you see, the world around us is temporary. Yeah. And everything around is deteriorating. It is perishing. Yeah. If you see, look at the body's cells are dying. Yeah. Science speaks about, in how many days the cells multiply, rejuvenate. There's a window of 120 days when cell takes birth. And it also depends on the kind of cells. The neuronal cells have different lifespan. The dermatological cells have different lifespans. The liver cells have different lifespan. But every cells are born, they exist and they die. Yeah, there is a cycle that goes on continuously. So everything around us is in a phase of transformation. Now, in this whole material world, what's the only thing that is constant? It is change. That is why it is said change is the only constant. So everything is changing rapidly or gradually. Everything is going through transformation. But the only thing that is unchangeable is we, the original we, the spirit soul. So something that is eternal and spiritual is living in something that is material and that is temporary. Right? So now where is the soul coming from? Right? This material nature is foreign to the spirit soul, if you actually see. Then what is the original place of the spirit or the Atma? Just like, we all wear gold. Yeah, this gold is transformed into, let's say, different ornaments. But this gold has originated from a gold mine. Similarly, the spirit or the chit or the Atma has come from something that is spiritual, a spiritual realm. It cannot belong to this material world. They're absolutely contrary in their natures. So where did the spirit soul come from? It has to come from a nature or realm that is completely spiritual, just like gold has come from the gold mine. So this is how, through this argument, we also understand again that the spirit soul originally belongs to a spiritual realm, a realm that is beyond destruction, beyond any transformation, beyond time, beyond limitations, just like the nature of the soul. And this is what in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling. Natad bhasayate suryo, nashashanko napavaka, yudgatva na nivaktante tardhamam paramam. So that place that is not illuminated by the sun or the moon, and that place having gone to which there is no question of returning, that place or that abode of mine is the spiritual world. So Krishna is confirming it. It's present in many verses actually in the Gita. Krishna speaks about the spiritual world. Yeah. So this is how we, through logic and understanding, we appreciate that yes, there is a spiritual world beyond this material world. So when we even utilizing our analysis and intelligence appreciate this fact that spiritual world is not a myth, or it's not an imagination or something that is just mentioned in the texts, we begin to appreciate even through our material intelligence that there exists a realm beyond this material phenomenon that we are seeing. Even the scientists, this meeting will end in a minute. After that, please log in again. For some reason, it is ending. So even the scientists speak about, the vastness of the universe. Those who have gone through space travels or have come up with the satellite pictures, they have all commented that from, once, this whole earth is so huge. It's gigantic, right? I mean, for us, in our perception, what is earth? If you just go and see to, big, huge mountains or places like Himalayas and go to a sea or an ocean, you begin to appreciate the vastness of this earth. Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about how recent researchers have spoken so much about even existence of parallel universes. Yeah, there are universes that are parallel to the universe that we are living in. This is the scientists' observation and conclusion. And they also spoke about how when they actually try to view the earth from the outer space, the earth appears as a small marble. Yeah, it's a tiny marble. So that earth where we are living in, which is so gigantic for our perception, yeah, that, the vast oceans, the huge mountains, the, unlimited bounty of landscapes, that which is so overwhelming. If any of you have gone really deep into nature and try to appreciate the vastness of it, you agree with me that this earth is a vast place, huge place, beyond our, even imagination. So this earth, when a person, a satellite takes us pictures from an outer space, it just looks like a small marble. Yeah, and in comparison to the vastness of the universe, the earth is such a small thing. And what to speak of, existence and the expansion of the universe beyond the perception. So all the cosmologists have already, they spoke about how vast this universe is. It's beyond the perception. So something that is beyond perception, one cannot dismiss it as non-existent just because you do not have an evidence. Yes, and all the holy scriptures, the wisdom texts speak of a world, a spiritual world that is beyond this material world, and that is the Tripada Vibhuti. Yes, so this helps us appreciate actually and understand that, the concept of spiritual world is not some kind of an imaginative fantasy. It is a reality. It is a reality. So with this, basic understanding of the presence of the spiritual world, we'll try to now understand the hierarchy, which this text is speaking about. So in this text 9, Srila Rupa Goswami has given us the hierarchy of the spiritual world, starting from the realm of Vaikuntha. Higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura. Higher than Mathura is the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Higher than the 12 forests is Govardhan, and highest is Sri Radha Kunda. So what is this Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha, as I said, is a place of no anxiety. So who are all the people who are living there? All of them are liberated from all the three modes of material nature. And they are very happy and blissfully serving the Lord in their rasa. So actually, this whole hierarchy of the spiritual world is from the rasa tattva, from the rasa point of view. But if you see it and try to appreciate from tattva point of view, everything is the same because everything is the spiritual world. There is no difference. Yeah. In fact, like a Vaikuntha Vasi who's situated in that rasa of serving Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayan in the Dasya Bhav is very happily situated there. I mean, they are not like hankering like a software promotion. Right now, I'm a senior software manager. Next, I'll be a team lead, or next, I will be the CEO. There's no like, upgradation like that in the spiritual world. Yeah. Everybody has a unique rasa of devotion for the Lord. So all the Vaikuntha-vasis who are situated there in the realm of Vaikuntha are very satisfied in their devotion to the Supreme Lord in the form of Lord Narayana, in their original bhava. Yeah. So the different places manifest, in these different places, the Lord is manifest in different moods. And those devotees who serve the Lord in that particular mood actually reach that particular realm. And one more thing, some interesting questions some devotees ask is that, if you aspire for one realm, do we end up in another realm? No, it cannot happen. If you read this famous book called Brihad Bhagavamrita, it's a very nice book written by Srila Sanatana Goswami about the journey of a Gopakumara, of a soul from material world to the spiritual world. So he actually travels through the different layers of material existence and he reaches the Vaikuntha. So when after reaching Vaikuntha, his heart was still hankering to see the blue boy, who is Lord Krishna. Yeah. So he was not satisfied in his heart without the darshan of Krishna. So he actually returns back to the material world and he reaches the Bhauma Vrindavana and he performs his sadhana, his bhajana. And after his bhajana reaches its complete fruit, he then goes back to Golok Vrindavan. So this is the journey of the Gopakumar. It's very beautifully compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami. So this is a very interesting understanding. So, but like when he went to the Vaikuntha, there are already Vaikuntha-vasis there. They are all peacefully situated because they are in their original rasa of serving the Lord in their, given rasa. But this Gopakumara, he worshipped Krishna in the mood of Madhurya Bhav, that is in the mood of sweetness. So he was very incompatible in the Vaikuntha realm. So he actually came back to the material world. And he again performed his bhajana or bhakti and then, entered the realm to which his heart was longing. So, this gives us a lot of understanding and concept of the original spiritual truths. Yeah. So as I said, as per tattva, as far as tattva is concerned, all are same. But the rasa, as far as rasa is concerned, it is the individual, unique connection with the Lord. For example, Hanumanji. Hanumanji is in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya. The same Hanumanji has descended as Murari Gupta. Yeah. So one day, actually, interestingly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Murari Gupta to chant the names of Lord Krishna and become the devotee of Lord Krishna. So that night, Murari Gupta goes back home and he spends a very sleepless night. And the next morning, he comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he falls at his lotus feet. And he says, "Oh, my dear Lord, please permit me." What is the permission he asked for? "Please permit me to end my life." Then Mahaprabhu asks, "Why?" "I want to end my life because two things. I'm torn between two things. Number one, you have instructed me to do Krishna Bhakti. So I cannot disobey your instruction. And on the other hand, I am an ardent devotee of Lord Ram. Lord Ram is my whole and soul. Yeah, he's my worshipable Lord. I can never give up his worship even for a moment. So rather than that, I would rather die. Because, one thing is I cannot give up, neither can I give up the worship of my beloved Ram, nor can I disobey your instruction. So the only choice that I'm left with is to give up my life. What is the news of this life? So this is what Murari Gupta goes and expresses to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciates Murari Gupta so much. And he says, "My dear Murari, you're the same Hanuman." And he reveals his identity. You're the same Hanuman, who's that ardent devotee of Lord Ram. I was just testing your devotion. And today I should say that you have actually passed in your test. And go and completely with love and devotion worship your Lord of your heart, Lord Ramachandra. So in this way, everybody has this unique rasa with the Lord, and the Lord actually increases their faith in that in the particular rasa they are worshipping their Lord. It's another pastime in South India of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya, during his travels in South India, he comes across a devotee who is a devotee of Lord Ram. He is so attached to Ram that he was so impacted by the pastimes, and he used to spend nights crying and feeling so bad. Why? And why he was feeling bad and why he was crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and inquires him. He says that, oh, what a tragedy it is that, my mother, goddess of fortune, Sita, she was abducted by this Ravana, the demon Ravana. How could he touch the supreme goddess of fortune, my beloved, my worshipable mother, Sita? And because of that, he, being in that pain and that agony, he used to not eat, he used to not sleep, and simply spend his days, in crying, shedding tears. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then leaves his home, and he comes back very soon, and he shows him a scriptural reference, and he pacifies him. So do you know what? That person, the reason why you're crying for, you should cry no longer for, because the truth is something else. And he says, let me explain. And he says, no, actually, one lady whom Ravana has abducted is not Mother Sita. It is the Maya Sita whom Ravana has abducted. So Ravana could never touch Mother Sita. She was safely kept in the safeguard, in the Parnashala itself, under the custody of fire, Agnidev. So whom you have seen, whom Ravana has abducted is the Maya Sita. She's not the real Sita. And Mahaprabhu said this, that devotee, he was so pacified at heart. And then he was relieved, and then he began to be normal. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through his example, he showed that when somebody's devotion is more towards his Ishta Deva, be it Lord Rama or Narsimha, Varaha, or Kurma, or anybody, such devotion has to be nourished, should be encouraged. One should never impose one's conception of perfection on others. Yeah. So this rasa is it's unique to every individual, and it should never be imposed. And that Ishtadeva is revealed over a period of serious and sincere bhajan. In the initial stages, one should respect and devote one's, express devotion to all the forms of the Lord. And what is one true Ishtadeva is gradually revealed by the mercy of the spiritual master through service. So in this way, there is Vaikuntha, and beyond the Vaikuntha, higher than the Vaikuntha realm, is the Mathura. Yeah, Mathura. So as I said, this hierarchy is given by Srila Rupa Goswami from the dimension of the rasa. So now that we've understood the tattva is the same, let us understand now what is the rasa aspect and why is something considered high. So now why is Mathura considered higher than Vaikuntha? So Vaikuntha is basically a place where there is where the Lord is present in his Vishnu form, and Lord Vishnu has no mother or father, but Krishna, as Lord Krishna has mother and father. There is Vatsalya Rasa, yeah, and Krishna personally appeared in Mathura. So Vaikuntha is existing only in spiritual world, but this Mathura is manifested in this material world, and one can access it. The Vaikuntha Dham is not accessible for us, right? But Mathura is accessible. That is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Yeah, and he personally appeared there. So that is why Mathura is superior to Vaikuntha, because he personally appeared there as a small child, as a small baby. Yeah. So yeah, so going more deeper into the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. So as I said, the spiritual world, everything is perfect, but there are levels of perfection. So understanding these levels of perfection, we have seen how Mathura is superior to Vaikuntha. And more superior than Mathura is the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Why? Although Krishna has just taken birth in Mathura, he performed all his pastimes in the forests of Vrindavan. Yeah, there are 12 vanas, Dvadasha Kanana. Yeah. There is Gokulavan, yeah, there is Belavan, Bhandiravan, Bhadravan, Kumadavan, Khadiravan, Talavan, Lohavan, yeah, Vrindavan. So like this, there are 12 amazing and beautiful forests of Vrindavan where Lord Krishna has performed pastimes, different pastimes in different places. So if we go to Vrindavan, actually in one visit, we cannot cover all these forests. Yeah, so that is why every time we go to Yatra in different years of Yatra, we visit different vanas. So, so there is, yeah, so like that. So these 12 vanas are all those beautiful forests of Vrindavan where Lord Krishna has performed so many amazing and sweet pastimes. It is said that in Vrindavan, there is no tree that Krishna has not touched. Yeah. And every particle of dust of Vrindavan is, every speck of dust of Vrindavan is much more valuable than all the gemstones and, you know, the riches and opulence of Vaikuntha put together. There's actually a beautiful conversation in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which comes where Swarup Damodar Goswami, he begins to glorify what is the glory of Vrindavan. What is the glory of one speck of dust of Vrindavan? Yeah. So Vrindavan is considered a very, very high, the highest realm. Yeah. Its position certainly cannot be understood through ordinary senses or intellectual speculation or even mental speculation. It can only be revealed. Yeah. But nonetheless, we appreciate it through what the great acharyas have given us. So these 12 forests of Vrindavan are therefore much more superior than the Mathura, because the Lord has performed his amazing pastimes. So more than this 12 forests, yeah, higher than this 12 forests is Giri Govardhan, yeah, Govardhana Giri. So why is Govardhana Giri considered more superior? Because it is a place, one place, you know, Krishna has personally lifted it with his lotus hand. Yeah. And it is one place in which he reciprocated with all the rasas. Yeah. So it is said that, you know, in Vrindavan, everybody who's related to Krishna used to be missing Krishna in some part of the day. Like in the morning, Krishna was with Mother Yashoda, and in the, early morning hours. And after that, he used to go with the Gopas to the forest for herding the cows. So when Krishna went to the forest to herd the cows, Mother Yashoda used to be in such separation from Krishna, always thinking of him. She was in the pangs of separation. So then after spending all the day with the Gopakumaras, Krishna has to return back. So when he returned back, so all through the day, you know, Yashoda Maya and all the gopis, they were all in separation from Krishna. So when he was coming back after herding the cows, the gopis used to have a glimpse of Krishna, pacifying their pangs of separation. And after which, you know, he used to come back home, and again he was with Yashoda Maya, and all the Gopakumaras used to, and the gopis again used to feel the separation from Krishna. So and again, late in the evening, again in the night, he used to go and meet the gopis. So in this way, in one part of the day, Krishna is with one, you know, one set of people, either the gopis or the gopas or the Nanda, Yashoda, and you know, all the housemates. So when he was with one set of people, the other set used to feel the separation. So, but Govardhan Leela is one such amazing devotees, you know, all the rasas, they are with Krishna, you know, for 7 days and 7 nights. Yeah, continuously they had the association, the darshan of Krishna. So that is why this pastime is very special. That is why Govardhana is very special. Because multiple rasas were simultaneously reciprocated with. And not just that, all the gopis used to call Govardhan, Giri Govardhan as Haridasa Varya, which is the best of devotees. Why he was the best of the devotees? Because very important, because his special quality is that he used to facilitate other service. He used to facilitate the seva of other devotees. Like he used to give fresh green grass, eating which the cows were so nourished that they used to give wonderful and delicious nectarine and sweet milk for all the Brajvasis, and especially at Krishna's home. And Giri Govardhan had, that means was facilitating the service of the cows. So this is actually the Gaudiya Vaishnava topmost understanding of bhakti, das. Not even to be a direct servant of Krishna, to be the servant of Krishna. That's when one becomes more dear to Krishna. That is why Giri Govardhan is the Haridasa Varya. Yeah, he's the best of the devotees. Why? Because he simply facilitated the devotion of others. And he used to have these beautiful caves. Giri Govardhan is known to have beautiful caves in which Krishna and the Gopas, the gopis, when they were exhausted, they used to take rest. Yeah. And used to have beautiful waterfalls, drinking which, they all used to satiate their thirst. It used to be beautiful trees which produce nice fruits, juicy, sweet fruits. It satiated the hunger of all the playmates of Lord Krishna, associates of Krishna. And there used to be beautiful creepers which produced wonderful fragrant flowers with which the gopis used to make beautiful garlands and offer to Krishna and Radha. Yeah. So in this way, Giri Govardhan used to facilitate the service of all the devotees for Lord Krishna. And that is why he became the best of devotees, Haridasa Varya. Giri Govardhan ki jai. So in this way, Govardhanagiri is superior to the 12 forests of Vrindavan. So now higher than that, and the highest, is Radha Kund. So Radha Kund is situated, like if the whole Giri Govardhan is considered to be like a peacock, it's actually in the shape of a peacock. Yeah. So Radha Kund and Shyam Kund are like the two eyes of this peacock. And this Radha Kund is considered to be the topmost. Yeah. So how do we appreciate the spiritual realm, the dham that is especially the Bhauma Vrindavan, let's say, the dham that is present in this material world. How do we appreciate that? Yeah. So to appreciate the dham, two things are necessary. So number one is the spiritual description which we hear. And when we integrate with our sensory perception, what we see, together, with sincerity, if we can attain to the position or the plane of a spiritual revelation, that is when this dham becomes accessible to us. Yeah. So although the dham is spiritual in nature, it is not accessible to the material vision. Just like since all of you are software employees, or most of you are into software, so there is so much of data, right? It is present in the system, but not all users can access it. It is not accessible to every user. Yeah. So access is given to different users based on the kind of service they are doing to the main system or to the main company. Similarly, the entire spiritual potency is packed in the spiritual dham. Yeah, but one cannot access it unless one gains that eligibility or qualification. So based on the qualification, the access to dham, the spiritual dham, is given. Until then, what we see is with our sensory perception, Govardhan means it's just like, some piles of stones. That's all we can see. What is the true spiritual nature of the place for us to gain access? It requires qualification. Yeah, and that qualification comes with service that has pleased the Lord. Yeah. So I still again the spiritual understanding, when it is integrated with sensory perception, gives rise to a spiritual revelation based on our sincerity. So in this way, yeah, so Radha Kund, which is situated on the foothills of Govardhan, is considered the holiest of all holy places. Why? Because this place is considered the liquefied love of the Supreme Lord. So prema, or love of Godhead, is considered to be the topmost attainment. Yeah, the Panchama Purushartha, or the Purushartha Shiromani. Yeah, there are 4 Purusharthas which we strive for in this material life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. So beyond this 4 Purusharthas is a Panchama Purushartha, or the Purushartha Shiromani, or the crest jewel of all the Purusharthas. That is love of God. So this love of God is present in its molten form in Radha Kund. That is a reality of this place. So that is why it is the topmost. So how did this Radha Kund come into being? So it is a beautiful narration. So there is this beautiful narration in the Bhagavatam about the existence of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. But 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Vrindavan, these places, these 2, Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, were covered over. Yeah. And in fact, the Brajvasis did not know that they were actually existing. They were covered over by paddy fields, and they were using these places for different other purposes, not knowing its significance. So that was when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited, and he excavated these places and then handed over to the Shad Goswamis, saying, this is Radha Kund, this is Shyam Kund. So these places were personally discovered by Krishna himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is why they're all the most beautiful and most auspicious. So how did Radha Kund and Shyam Kund form? So we know that at that time so many demons were attacking Vrindavan. In fact, every day Krishna used to kill one demon before lunchtime. And then he used to just wash his hands and sit with his friends and then have lunch. Yeah. So that day, the demon which came to Vrindavan is Arishtasura. So Arishtasura is the bull demon. So as usual, Krishna with his power, he simply, ripped the demon apart and flung it to a far off distance, and it was killed within no time. So then, to enhance the sweetness of the pastime, Radharani and all the gopis came to Krishna and said, hey Krishna, see, we're not going to play with you anymore. So why? You have killed a bull. A bull means it's like, it belongs to the cow clan. And by killing bull, you're touched by sin. So we're not going to play with you. Then Krishna says, no, how can you say that? Tell me what I should do to rectify the sin. Then all of them say, you should go and take a bath in all the holy rivers. Only then you will be purified, and only then we will let you play with us. So Krishna says, okay, I will do that. And as a Supreme Lord, he invites all the rivers. So all the rivers, holy rivers, come and they pour their waters into the kund that he makes with his foot. So having deposited all those waters, Krishna actually takes a dip and he comes out and he tells, see, I am now purified. But hey, listen, all of you are also contaminated by sin. Do you know why? Because you have sided with a demon. So now you all should take a bath. Until then, I won't play with you. So at that time, then all the gopis, they say, yes, fine. And, they start making their own kund. They start digging the kund with their bangles and, and actually start sweating because they're all so fragile, so sensitive, especially Srimati Radharani. Like in the sun, they all start sweating so badly. And they say that we'll go and get the water from the Manasi Ganga, in pots. and then, transfer them here. So Krishna says, he when he sees them struggle so much, then he just, kind of tells the rivers, he just gives them a sign, signals them that, go and help. So then all the rivers personified, the Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, and all the rivers, holy rivers personified. They come and they stand in front of Srimati Radharani. They beg her, please accept us, please let us serve you, please let us fill your kund with our waters, please permit us. And Srimati Radharani smiles and says, yes. And all the rivers, they come and, they pour their waters in Radha Kund. And soon Radha Kund swells in, with the presence of all the holy rivers. And that time, Radharani and Krishna, all the gopis, they have beautiful pastimes, in Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. So it is like, a very beautiful place where many beautiful pastimes have taken place. So what I'm just saying is just a very superficial story. There are many in-depth, very beautiful pastimes, very confidential pastimes that has happened at the Radha Kund in Shyam Kund. So those waters are considered to be the liquefied love of Radharani to Krishna. So whoever takes a dip in Radha Kund is assured that they attain the love of God. So that is like the story of Radha Kund. That is why it is considered so auspicious, so spiritually potent, so pure, and so superior to all other places. So when Srila Prabhupada went to the West and preached the Krishna consciousness movement, and with him brought along all the devotees, he's taken around to different places and he showed them the Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. And at one time, like some devotees did not know the gravity of the purity of Radha Kund, and they just jumped into the waters and they started playing by splashing water. Prabhupada became very serious, said, no, this is not the mood in which you enter Radha Kund. If you want to play around, go to Yamuna Nadi and you can swim there. But in Radha Kund, just take a dip or just sprinkle water. So even whenever we go to Vrindavan, our Maharaj just says, or through his actions, he just shows us, do achan, sprinkle water on your forehead. Don't even step into it. Just offer obeisances, take the water, put it on your head, and just offer your prayers, and perform your bhajan. So that is the glory of the place of Radha Kund, which is the highest and topmost, as Srila Rupa Goswami has revealed to us. So this is for us not to, feel kind of, pride. Yes, yeah, we have the topmost, everybody else does not have. No, it is for us to appreciate what we have received. As I said, as far as Tattva is concerned, there is no difference. Everything is the same. But from the Rasa perspective, what has been revealed to us by the glorious Acharyas is for us to appreciate and understand what we have been given and cherish it as precious in our hearts. Okay, so I will end the class here. Thank you all very much. So today we spoke about the hierarchy of the spiritual realms of the dhams, as given in the Nectar of Instruction, text 9 by Srila Rupa Goswami, wherein he declares that in the spiritual world, which is the Tripada Vibhuti, Vaikuntha is the realm, and higher than Vaikuntha is the Mathura, and higher than Mathura is the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Higher than the 12 forests of Vrindavan is Giri Govardhan, and highest is Sri Radha Kund. And which is not that intelligent person who will not make Radha Kund as their place of worship. Yep. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? I can take one.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Actually, I wanted to ask you one thing.
Yes.
You told that on the Govardhana hill, you can see the Radha Kund, right? Or it is on the plain of the this thing. It is there. Where is the Radha Kund present? You told the two eyes, Radha Kund and Shyam Kund.
Yes. So when you're doing parikrama of Giri Govardhan, have you been to Vrindavan?
No, not yet. I have to go.
Oh, really? Actually, we all have gone for Vrindavan Yatra just twice actually in the last year. So next time we go, you should come with us.
Yeah,
So
sure.
basically, yeah. So there's this beautiful parikrama around Giri Govardhan, which we do on foot. It's about 8 to 9 hours it takes. So when we start at the Kusum Sarovar. It's a place where we start, and we go ahead. We cross Manasi Ganga, the Chakleshwar, and the Anior village. The Anior village is where all the offerings of were made, by all the Brajvasis to Giriraj Govardhan. And then after that Anior village, you come across this beautiful, which we call Lota Baba. And after that, as you go ahead, you come to Uddhav Kund, the Govind Kund, Uddhav Kund, all that. After crossing Uddhav Kund, go a little ahead. Then there is a small village. It is called the Radha Kund village. Okay. So in that small village, there are these two places, Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. In fact, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund itself, you can play. You can actually do. There is a parikrama of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. There's so many temples around this place, and so many places. There is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Baitak, like where exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has discovered, like Radha Kund, and so many. There is a Lalita Kund which is formed after Radha Kund and Shyam Kund has been formed. And there is a place called Swanan Sukhda, that is the Bhajan Kutir of where Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur have spent a lot of time in their own personal bhajan. And there are, it's a place where it's infinity of mercy. And yes, and when once you come to Radha Kund, you've almost finished the parikrama. And once you are out, just go a little ahead, then you'll again meet Kusum Sarovar. So it comes on the parikrama mark.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Srinita. Thank you all.